What's up guys, welcome to the channel. In this episode of the PA course we're going to talk about the move to the high loss retest setup. Like and subscribe as always, I will really appreciate that, and let's get into the video. So the move to the high loss retest setup is a very simple setup, and it also doesn't come in different types like a reversal. So it's going to be a pretty short video because there's not a lot to talk about. What there is to talk about is when do you play the setup and when do you not play the setup, because this is also a setup that appears every 5 minutes. So you have to know when to play the setup. So the word move to the high loss retest setup already explains what it is. So in price action we know by now what a move to the high is. This is the move to the high. This is the move that created the high. Move to the high, loss, so you lose the move to the high, loss retest setup. So move to the high, loss, retest the move to the high setup. So of course this is with lines now, just to visualize that it's really not that difficult. Let me show you an example right now. So here's a picture perfect move to the high loss retest, or as we call it, or as we type it, MTH loss retest. Move to high MTH, move to low MTL. So you see right here we make a new high. This red candle right here, I can't zoom in because it's an image. This red candle is the move that creates the high. Here, as you see with the circle, the red candle, we lose it, and then we retest it with the wick and make new lows. Picture perfect move to the high loss retest setup, and this is basically what the setup is. So you might already feel it coming. A move to the high loss retest setup is the same as a move to the low gain retest setup. It's basically the same thing, but then the other way around. But as mentioned before, traders and people, surely beginners, find it easier to spot things going up and with green candles than reversed, but it's basically the same thing. Here's another example of a move to the high loss retest trade. As you see, price goes up, creates a high. Here is the move to the high because it's the last time price retested and made the high. Price loses this level, retests it and makes new lows. But if you paid attention, you actually see this in an inverted chart. As you see, the red candles going up. That's not possible. It's an inverted chart. So this is actually a move to the low gain retest setup. Basically the same thing, but just the other way around. This is already a setup. Let me explain 3 things about when do you play the setup and when better not to play the setup. One good example of when do you trade a move to the high loss retest setup is that when you sweep or mid-range or bottom range, not mid-range. Same with everything, with the reversals, the origins. Do it in high probability zones when there's a lot of liquidity, when there's an interesting zone. Don't just trade everything mid-range. For example, here was a level, you sweeped it, then the probability of the setup is higher. And then 2 examples of when do you not trade the setup, and this is not that clean, but this is still tradable. The first thing is when price doesn't clearly break it. Here it clearly breaks it, as you see, and in the other example as well, which is 1 candle. But imagine price just starts circling here and then drops, then you don't want to play because all the liquidity is gone, the level, it has not much value anymore. So only do this when price clearly breaks the move to the high. The second thing is when you do not trade it. When you do not trade it is when price retraced all the way to the bottom. This is perfect to here, it's perfect, and then it can retest. If it retraced to like here or even out of this picture that deep, price could still do it, could still retest, but the probability is gone. So let me show you the first example again with the setup with the green and the red thing. So to recap, move to the high loss retest setup is you create a move to the high, you lose it, and you retest it, and that's your setup. Very easy, very simple, and also very effective. Not that difficult, but because you need almost no experience. Like with a reversal origin, you need some more experience to feel when do you trade, when do you not trade. Well, this is just basically pure probability, and you can do this at every given moment, but as mentioned, do it only when price sweeps something or is in a zone of liquidity, some important zone. So that was it guys, very short video, but we can also have some short videos in here to keep the momentum going. Like and subscribe as I mentioned, that would be really appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next setup video. Bye.